Welcome into Celtics Today. I am Will Scott. We're finally getting you guys a Celtics mailbag. Thanks for your patience with that, because every time we try to get that mailbag, news has broke. I think 2 weeks ago we learned about Robert Williams, and last week, of course, M.A. Udoka couldn't get to a mailbag. We're finally getting you guys a C's mailbag. If you're excited about the season, because it is very, very close, training camp has already begun. If you're excited about the season, go down, hit the thumbs up icon, like the video. If you're all about the C's, we'd appreciate you going down and hitting that thumbs up icon if you're pumped up about the season. So now let's get into the Celtics mailbag. Appreciate all of you asking questions on our community page. Some interesting questions that y'all had regarding Celtics rumors and specifically trade rumors, but we begin with Emily Merritts. We appreciate the question. Tatum was top 5 in the MVP race last year. Does he stand a shot this season? He absolutely does. He is definitely going to be in the MVP conversation. And I feel like, especially now with the drama that has surrounded this team, if Tatum can just put the team on his back, average 27, 28 a game, and the Celtics are the top seed in the Eastern Conference, then Tatum's going to be a top 2, top 3 guy in that race. Nikola Jokic should not win the MVP for a third straight year. I actually ran into producer Patrick Seatman about that earlier, but I feel like Tatum's a better player. I feel like he has more of an impact on the team that he's on, and that being said, yes, I absolutely do think Tatum is going to have a shot for the MVP this season. Thanks for the question, Emily. John, we appreciate the question as well. Do the C's need to add more pieces, or are they championship ready as is? What are your thoughts on Patrick Beverley to LA? I'll answer the second question first. I think it's a great pickup for the Lakers. They still have a lot of work to do over there in LA. I don't think their current roster is going to get anything done for them. But Pat Bev's a dog, and they needed a dog on defense, so that's a really big pickup for them. In regards to what the C's need to do, I still think this team needs a center. You know, it's funny, John. I was saying this before Robert Williams, got surgery, and I'm saying even more so after the fact. You absolutely have to go out and sign a center. It's very frustrating that they haven't done so. Here are the free agent centers that are still available. Dwight Howard, LaMarcus Aldridge, Boogie Cousins, Hassan Whiteside, all available. As you all know, I want Hassan Whiteside in Boston, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, training camp's already begun, so the likelihood of them bringing in one of these guys, I think, is unlikely. They seem to really like Luke Cornett, which I hope he can prove me wrong, but I just don't have enough confidence in Luke Cornett to be getting big minutes on this basketball team right now. He was already going to be getting pretty big minutes even before Robert Williams' surgery. Now, even after the fact, he's going to be getting a lot more. C's fan Dave, should we hire Becky Hammon to be the head coach? Here's my take on that. She is a phenomenal coach. She absolutely deserves to be an NBA head coach sooner rather than later. But I would be surprised if Joe Mazzulla or Ime Udoka is not the head coach next season. Because I feel like the Udoka situation is this. If Joe Mazzulla does a good job, gets the Celtics back to the finals, he'll be promoted. But if he underachieves, then Ime is just going to be right back in the coach's chair next year. So let's say, though, that Udoka gets scooped up by another team or just gets fired. If more information comes out about this and the Celtics just fire him and Joe Mazzulla doesn't do a good job, then Becky Hammon should absolutely be on the top of the Celtics list, 110%. Go down and predict it. Who will be the Celtics head coach next season? Is it going to be Becky? Is it going to be Ime? Is it going to be Joe? Go down to the comment section. Let me know who's going to be the Celtics head coach next year. Charleston, we appreciate the question. I think Rudy Gay would be the perfect backup for Tatum. He has size and length and is on a favorable contract from a team that is in rebuild mode. Thoughts? Yeah, I really like Rudy Gay. He's at the top of my list here in terms of trade targets. Here's what he did in Utah last season. 8.1 points per game, 1 assist per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, shot 34% from the floor. And you mentioned, Charleston, that he's on a favorable contract. He would actually fit in to the Celtics TPE, I believe. So that's worth noting as well. But he's a solid player, and pretty much everyone on the Jazz right now is up for grabs. Like, I don't think Rudy Gay is going to be on the Jazz for that much longer because they're having a fire sale over there in Utah with our boy Danny Ainge. Do you want to trade for Rudy Gay? Type T for trade or type P for pass down in the comment section. Go down, chime in. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So when ad break comes, go down, let me know what you think. Do you want to trade for Rudy Gay? Scuba Steve, what's up, man? Do you think Sam Hauser will get more playing time? Yeah, I do, especially now with Danilo Gallinari likely out the year. After that, I'm thinking they might go out and sign a power forward, maybe sign Carmelo Anthony. But a reason they haven't done that is because they have a lot of confidence in Sam Hauser to get big minutes on this basketball team. I'm interested to see what he does early in the season. We appreciate the question. Jacob 8808. Do you think Jayson Tatum is a top 10 player in the league right now? Oh, 100%. Actually, I'm not the only one who thinks that. ESPN also thinks that. Here's their list of top 10 players. They did very similar to the NFL 100. ESPN did, they ranked the NBA players 100 to 1. Devin Booker was 10, much to this pleasure of Patrick Seatman, our producer. John Morant, 9. Kevin Durant, 8. I think KD should be a little bit higher. Tatum, 7. I think that's very fair. I really do. LeBron, 6. Steph Curry, 5. I think Curry should be a little bit higher. Joel Embiid, 4. I think that's fair. Luka, 3. I think that's good. I think Nikola Jokic is too high on this list. Not trying to disrespect him, but I don't think he's better than 3 through 5. Maybe even, he's not better than LeBron. Giannis Antetokounmpo, number 1 on the list. I don't have a problem with that. But Tatum at 7, I feel like is fair. But do you think it's fair? Go down to the comment section. Type Y or N. Is Tatum a top 10 player? Y for yes, N for no. Down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. Hopefully he becomes a top 5 player this year. I think he's clearly a top 10 player right now. Josh, what's up, man? Are the Celtics looking for a backup center, or are they sticking with what they got right now? That's a great question. We haven't heard any reports about the Celtics looking for a backup center. We did hear Woj, after the Robert Williams news came out about 2 weeks ago, say that earlier in the summer, they did have interest in LaMarcus Aldridge. That obviously did not go anywhere. I think at some point you do have to pick up the phone and call a guy like Howard, Aldridge, Whiteside, Boogie Cousins, you name it. But it does appear that they're going to stick with Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett at training camp the other day was actually getting some reps with the starters. So I'm thrilled about that. In all seriousness, I hope Luke Cornett proves me wrong, Josh, and I hope he becomes a good backup center on this basketball team. But Robert Williams is out 8 to 12 weeks. I think you got to go out and sign somebody. Corn Pop, are we actually good enough to win again? Bucks had no Middleton. Butler missed a 3. Don't know if we can rely on that again. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, but you can't take anything away from what the Celtics did last year. That was a remarkable run for the C's, getting to the NBA Finals. They start the season with a very mediocre start. They're, 500 after the first 40 games. And then they finish the season outstanding, get the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So I'm not taking away anything the Celtics did. Basketball is basketball. It happens. It comes down to missed threes. It comes down to if you're missing a player. I mean, keep in mind, Tatum was not 100% throughout much of the playoffs. Robert Williams not 100%. So I think the Celtics are going to be just fine. My concern is not talent, Corn Pop. The Celtics have a talented playoff caliber, I should say championship caliber roster. My concern is not with the talent. I just don't know if Joe Mazzulla's the guy, right? We have never seen him coach an NBA game. He was head coach at Fairmont State. He was the assistant coach the last 3 seasons, was not even a top assistant the last couple years. So I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about Ime Udoka not being the head coach. That's my concern. My concern is not about talent because we've lost a heck of a head coach in Udoka. Give me a follow on Twitter at WillScott44. Appreciate all you watching the show.